Hello, humans and animals alike. This is Stylus. How's everyone doing? Ohako konbanchi wa Stylus da yo. O genki. So, this might come a little unexpected for some of you, if you've been following me for long enough. But yes, I am willing to play Pokémon Generation 1 in Japanese. Figured I could... I've been wanting to, learn Japanese. You've, probably followed me for some of that, as I live stream it. I've recently finished, most of Digimon Adventure on the PSP. I had a pretty good time with it, and I managed to learn some new words through that, how to piece together sentences and understand things. Although I don't really speak that much Japanese, but hey, it could be a fun challenge. If ever I could set up, alerts and, channel point redeems on Twitch, I would love to have a, 30-second or so timer for when I just speak Japanese or something. That'd probably help. But anyway, I still have a few things I want to set up, so just give me a quick moment, please. Now that I think about it, do I want to have a Super Game Boy border for this, or should I not? The border would probably be too distracting, so... Alright, let me see. I'm just gonna configure the emulator here. I don't want the border. Where is it, actually? Display borders never. Okay, that's good. And then... let's see, I'm gonna have to think about how I want to do this. Because the Game Boy screen will be in the right area here. Let me, pull this up. Oh, hang on. Shoot, I realize I don't really have... I don't really have it on this computer. I have blue on here, but I want to do the original red. So, give me one moment. I'm gonna have to do some transferring. That kind of sucks. In the meantime, though, I do want to show something off really quick. Let me fade the music out. Alright, I want to put up the... I want to put something up that I want to share really quick. Window capture. Not the whole thing, thank you. So, what I have here, let's see. So, on May 5th, 2023, I made this video right here. I made, basically, it was during my sort of, like, I was peeved about the direction Pokemon has been going. And I titled it 10 Reasons Why Monster Sanctuary is Better Than Pokemon. Now, obviously, the title itself is pretty subjective, because, like, Monster Sanctuary and Pokemon, like, behave in two totally different ways. But with that said, hang on, I just want to... There we go. So, yeah, I basically made this video here when I was kind of depressed about the series. And there were a couple of things that kind of... There was, like, something that stood out to me that I feel like I have to, like, talk about. Nobody really complained about this. As a matter of fact, this video didn't really get that many views. I was kind of hoping I would get more from this, but oh well, what can you do? There are a lot of other people out there who are basically saying the same thing, but what made me different was I was going over a game that I had played and would like and kind of suggested to other people who aren't happy with the franchise with how it's going. And yeah, I just put it out there and I encouraged people to try other monster taming games. I wasn't necessarily hostile to Pokemon, but I did really, like, point out some of the things I didn't like about the series. Anyway, I just don't want you to think that I actually hate Pokemon for the sake of hating it. I do have a strong attachment to the franchise. It's just, I hated to see it go down the way it went. So, yeah, if you haven't watched this, I'm not really saying that you should watch it. I'm proud of it. I got my feelings down pretty much. But I guess some things could be a little cleared up at this point. I guess I just don't know exactly how to say it, but perhaps in a way I also wanted to say I probably was a little on the emo side when I made this, because I was talking about, oh, thinking about this franchise, it gives me so much pain. Yeah, looking back on it, those were my honest feelings, but it does come off as a little bit emo, I will admit. And I do say at the end here that basically what I said here is, don't ask me to... I can move on, I'm finished, I'm free. Don't ask me to play a Pokemon game on my channel. Yeah, I said don't ask. I never said that I could do it of my own volition. So that's what I'm doing. And considering I started learning Japanese after I made this video, some things kind of changed. Alright, now I better transfer the game onto this computer. I need to go into Google Drive for a moment. So, I guess just, let's see. I'll do "will be right back" for now, and if anybody wants to chat about anything, then please let me know. I do have the book up. Now, unfortunately, the computer I have, the laptop, it's pretty slow, so this is probably going to take like 5 minutes at least. In the meantime, I can show you this. Let me just scroll to the top. This is another big reason why I was, like, particularly excited for this. Uh, okay, let me type in Drive here. How do I want to do this? I guess we'll go a little sloppy for now, but as the stream series goes on, we'll adjust. Let's see. Here we are. Can I? Yeah, I guess this'll work. So, this is the illustrated book of pocket monsters, Pocket Monster Zukan. So we see Pokemon Zukan pretty frequently throughout the series, in fact, and that is actually the name that is localized as the Pokédex. So, yeah, this is basically an expansion of the Pokédex, which doubles as a strategy guide. So, once we scroll past all these Pokemon here, we have Field and Dungeon here. It'll tell you what items are around, what Pokemon you can find. It seems to be really nice reading practice. And there is some stuff, oh yeah, this is like development staff and stuff. But there is some information about these Pokemon here that have not been seen before in any of the games. This was released, I think, in 1997, I want to say? And then it got a few updates as Blue and I think Yellow even came around. So, yeah, this probably was pretty well known in Japan, but internationally, this is a pretty legendary find, I guess. All right, let me see. I should put on some music. Hang on. Let's see. Yeah, that works. Still Pokemon Stadium. Okay. Looking. Okay. Alright, so while we're here, an illustrated book of pocket monsters. So over here, we have... this is essentially the Pokemon Olympics, as you can see here. Pokémon Olympique. So, yeah. Basically, they put various Pokemon alongside other things to kind of show just how fast they can go. So, for example, we have Windy here, which is the Japanese name of Arcanine, as supposedly being faster than this very fast race car that goes 320 kilometers per hour. There's the Shinkansen, which goes up to 240 miles per hour. Alright, we have Tauros behind there, or Kentaros. And we have a, I guess this is a motorcycle, which is 30 kilometers per hour, and then we have a Tangela for some reason. Which in Japanese is Monjara. For swimming, seems like the fastest swimmer, Oyogu, as we see here, is Golduck, which is the same name in Japan. We have the speedboat here, which goes up to 90 kilometers. There's this submarine. Nuclear-powered, I guess, submarine. Goes 60. We have a dugong here, or a, oh wait, dugong. That actually is somewhat the same as in English. There's this ferry ship. Kyakufune, or something like that. It's like a cruise ship, 30 kilometers. And then we have a Magikarp, Koi King. Okay, I'm about to transfer my my game onto here, so just give me one moment. Can't believe I forgot to do this ahead of time. I'm sorry. That means we're gonna have a little less game tonight. Or maybe not. Who knows? Okay, there we go. Alright, we can keep on reading this. Why not? So let's see what this says. Pokemon tachi wa dono gurai no speedo de hashiri oyogi tobu no deshou ka? Tanoshii manga de Pokemon Olympic no Kai something this. Okay. The next thing I need to pull up is the Jisho, the dictionary. Alright, I need to put that in as well. Here. And here we are. Alright, I'm gonna place that there. And now let me look up this word here. Alright, I'm gonna start with typing Kaihatsu, because that first kanji does that. Now for the next one, let's see, that's a person radical, I think that's a mountain there. And then whatever this is used for, dare. So, kaisai, holding a conference or hosting the Olympics. So, yeah. So I guess what this is saying is, basically, how fast do you think a Pokemon can run, swim, or fly? Let's see. Fun. The Olympics are hosted in this fun comic, I guess, is what it's saying. So, yeah. This might as well be a good time to talk about a pet peeve of mine with Pokemon. I think I've touched upon this in that Monster Sanctuary video, but I see all of these... read about all of these incredible feats that Pokemon can do, like they can go so fast or they can crush any mountain or something like that, but you never see that happen! Because of that, it kind of makes me lose credibility in the Pokédex. I mean, I can kind of forgive it back in the first few generations, because Pokemon are actually kind of more special. But as the years go on, and when there's like an entire ecosystem involving Pokemon, it's just like... you begin to dig deep and you realize, how the heck are people in Pokemon actually bonding with each other? Like, they have the power to level cities, you know? But they never really touch upon that, do they? I get there's this whole thing about, you know, Pokeballs will kind of restrict their power, but what about in the wild? What, have Pokemon, like, evolved to be weaker or something? They never discuss this, and it really pisses me off. Anyway, going back to the Olympics, for flight, Tobu, as we see here, can you see my, I don't think you can see my mouse. I think it's important to, take a look at my mouse. Well, it does say capture. Oh, okay, it's only seen when the window's active. Okay, so I have faith that you can see it. So this says Tobu, which means to fly. The fastest flyer seems to be Kairyu, otherwise known as Dragonite. Seems to be faster than this fighter jet, which goes 2,500 kilometers per hour. Holy cow. So apparently a Dragonite can go faster than the fastest fighter jets. Then we have a propeller plane at 420 kilometers per hour. Okay, there's a smaller propeller plane over here that goes 200 kilometers. Pidgeot. Pidgeotto. So yeah, Pidgeot. That seems to go about as fast as this large aircraft here. And then we have Butterfree, just lagging behind this propeller plane here. And furthermore, we have weight and whatever this thing is. So the heaviest Pokemon appear to be Capigon or something. Cabigon? Yeah, I think it's Cabigon. I recall this Pokemon being named after one of the development staff in a way. So yeah, 460 kilograms. And then we have Goronya, otherwise known as Golem. That is 300 kilograms. Oh, Cabigon is Snorlax. And then I'm looking this word up here. Let's see. This one. Get the two Yos here. Now, the good thing about playing the original Pokemon games is that I don't have to worry about kanji. Everything's written in kana, so it'll definitely be a lot easier to read. Well, in a way. Like, to read out loud, certainly. Okay. Choyaku. This means to leap. This is a jump, a leap, skip, a bound. A hop, a skip, and a jump. So, Choyaku. Number 1. So, number 1 in jumping power, essentially, is Gallop. Oh, it's just named Gallop. This is known as Rapidash in English. And supposedly it is able to jump over the Tokyo Tower, which is 333 meters tall. I think they do actually, like, state this in the Pokédex, and in English they localized it to the Eiffel Tower. Although, now that I think about it, how high is the Eiffel Tower? Give me 1 second. How high is the Eiffel Tower? Oh, it's actually really close. 330 meters. Yeah, I think Tokyo Tower was kind of made using the Eiffel Tower as reference. I think that's how that works. Alright, I know we're not quite getting into the game, but I guess we could save this for later here. This in the beginning part is actually quite interesting. But I think we've held you up long enough. It's time to actually get into the game. Okay. Let me fade out the music. And let's turn on the game. All right, I need to capture this window. And can I hide this really? Yeah, there we go. Let me label this as Jisho so I know. No, not remove. Name. There. Okay. There we go. Let me move that over. Perhaps to the center or close to it. That is a little loud. And that's too quiet. Give me 1 second. Oh man, I am doing pretty poor on this, aren't I? Okay, I think that's good. Alright. So, Pocket Monsters Red. Still trying to figure out where I want to position this. I think I'll just handle it like this. Okay, there. I think that will do. Yeah, there we go. We'll leave it like this. Alright, let's learn some Japanese with Pocket Monsters, Red version. Oh, expand this just a little bit. So that was a little bit off, huh? There we go. That's gonna be kind of annoying. Is there a way I can just, like, keep this window here? Okay, don't hide menu. Expand that a little more. And there we go. Okay, now we can begin here. Alright, so the first words we see here, Saisho kara hajimeru, start from the beginning, and Sette o kaeru, change settings. Can I, like... I don't like the way it looks there. What is retain aspect ratio? Okay. Scaled resize. Does this change pixel fit? Oh, no, I don't want that. Oh man, I gotta... There we go. I'll just leave it like this. Okay, Hanashi o Hayasa. Speech speed. So we can make it Hayai, fast, Futsu, medium, Osoi, slow. I'm gonna put it on slow. Not that it matters that much. I might speed it up when, like, we get into more battling. But we do want to, like, be on the lookout for any new moves. Sento animation. So that is battle animations. We can choose to see them or skip them. Jikkuri miru, I guess, is to see. And tobashite miru is to stop seeing. And then shiai no ruru, match rules, or battle rules. So we have irekae type, which I believe is shift type, and kachinuki is set type. But what do those words actually mean? Let's take a look. Irekae. Replacement, substitute, change. So here's what that looks like. Come on, really? There we go. So yeah, this is what it looks like. Let me increase the size of that so it's easier for others to see. So, irekae, replacement, substitute, chain. And then we have kachi nuki. Oh, it actually means, well, actually there could be multiple meanings, but it can mean knockout tournament, and it is the continuous form of to win through to the next round. So think of it as like consecutive bouts. So there we go. We can choose irekae type or kachinuki type. Honestly, I think I'll go with kachinuki. As I've, like, become more experienced with Pokemon, set type is the one for me. Alright, with all that out of the way, let us finally begin. Hajimaru yo. Hajimemashite. That is what is used when you meet someone for the first time. Basically, nice to meet you. Poketo Monster no Sekai e Yokoso. Welcome to the world of Pokemon. Or Pocket Monsters. Poketo Monster no Sekai World e Yokoso. Watashi no namae wa Okido. Okay, so just like with Digimon Adventure, whenever somebody is speaking, there are not going to be any periods, so it's up to you to figure out when a sentence ends. So, I can kind of tell that it could, like, end here, or it could be connected. Anyway, watashi no namae wa Okido. So, my name is Okido. So, we know him in English as Professor Oak. And as a matter of fact, pretty much every professor we know is going to be named after trees. But Okido is kind of just a side effect of trying to shorten people's names as much as possible. Because there wasn't really... You really had to try to fit text in a small text box. And that is something that's really hard to do when you're translating from Japanese. Anyway, minna kara wa Pokémon Hakase to shitawarete oru yo. So, as for from everyone, Pokémon Hakase, that is Pokémon Professor, or rather, it's often seen in dictionaries as like Doctor or PhD, something like that. But we often in English refer to these kinds of people as professors, which that also works. Anyway, shitawarete. Okay, so this one's kind of a weird word. Shitau. This comes from the verb shitau, which means to yearn for, to long for, to love dearly. Or, in this case, it's to, like, idolize someone for their virtue, learning, status, etc. So, what Okido here is saying is, everybody idolizes me or, like, looks up to me as a Pokemon professor. Or the Pokemon professor. I don't know. I know he's not the only one, but, well, there you go. And the Teoru is... It's actually like an older speak version of, I think, Tearu. So, you'll have to get used to those little speech patterns. Kono sekai ni wa Poketo Monster to yobareru. Okay, so the text box is actually gonna, like, cut off here. So, let's see. Kono sekai ni wa, as for in this world, Poketo Monster to yobareru. So, something called pocket monsters, or something we call pocket monsters. And it's going to use that verb to modify what comes next. That is the wrong cry! Ikimono tachi ga itaru tokoro ni sundeiru. So that whole thing about what we call Pokemon, they are attached to ikimono tachi, which is creatures, a group of creatures. And then, itaru tokoro ni sundeiru. They are in the state of living everywhere. Itaru tokoro means basically everywhere. Yeah, all over. So basically, creatures we call pocket monsters live the world over. Sono Pokémon toyu ikimono hito wa peto ni shitari, and he's gonna go on with a list of things that people do with Pokemon. So, sono Pokémon toyu ikimono hito wa. So, that whole thing, is modifying hito. So, yeah. Oh, or maybe it's just like describing. Okay, it's a little difficult to really put into words, but basically, the O at the... I guess I should enable the cursor here, too. That probably would be good. Yeah, there we go. That O particle here, that is the direct object marker, so whatever is happening is done directly to the Pokemon. Anyway, what he's saying is here, people with Pokemon, petto ni shitari, which literally means to do pet, but it's just like keeping them as pets. So people do things with Pokemon like keep them as pets, or use them for battles. Shobu ni tsukattari. ... Soshite, and then, watashi wa kono Pokemon no kenkyū o shiteru toyu wake da. And basically he's saying, as for me, I do research on these Pokemon. So, wake means reason, so I'm not sure if it's like for this reason. Is there a special thing for toyu wake? Toyu wake da, this is why. Okay. So, yeah, maybe it makes more sense in Japanese, but he's saying, like, that is why I am conducting Pokemon research. But I don't think he really stated as to why he's doing that. Later on, we'll see Pokemon professors saying that we don't know everything about them, there's still so much mystery about them, and that's why they are Pokemon professors. And they do research. So, there you go. Dewa, hajime ni kimi no namae o shiete morao. So, now then, to start, tell me your name. So, kimi no namae o oshiete morao. It's literally like, tell me or teach me your name. Morao is like, kind of like a command to bestow upon. Alright. Now this is the fun part. Who do I want to name? How do I want to name this character here? What name should I give the main protagonist here? Should I go with Reddo? Satoshi? Jack? I wonder if this Jack might be a callback to Mother 1. I don't know. For those who don't know, a bunch of the people who made the Mother 1 and 2, otherwise known as Earthbound Beginnings and Earthbound, they went on to become... They were called Ape Inc., and they became Creatures Inc. later on, and now they are essentially doing Pokemon stuff. I mean, Names. Namae. So I can decide on my own name if I want to. Like, could I call myself Dylus? In a way, it'd kind of make things more personal. Yeah, you know what? Let's do that. Let's make things a little more personal by calling myself Dylus. Now, I can only use hiragana and katakana, no English letters, so I'll have to spell this in Japanese. Da, I, ra, su, Dylus. Kana nyuryoku. Oh, okay. That's how it goes. So, input kana. Alright, so we hit ED, which means end. Dylus toyun dana. Your name is Dylus, then. So... It doesn't specifically say name here, it's more like they call you Dylus. Something worth remembering. Koitsu wa watashi no mago. So, mago, I believe, is grandson. Let's see. Grandchild. But we kind of know he's a boy, so grandson. So, yeah, so this guy, this person is my grandchild. Kimi no osananajimi de ari, raibaru de aru. Okay, so, osananajimi. That is an interesting word. Alright, so childhood friend. Now, is that accurate? Because I remember I was watching Tim Rogers' Let's Mosey of Final Fantasy VII translation, and I think the term osananajimi is used. Basically, how he put it was, it's used to describe somebody whom you happen to have known since childhood, but not necessarily you were friends in childhood. So, yeah, some of the nuance might be lost when you say childhood friend. But, yeah. Basically, he's saying, in addition to being your, well, friend, not necessarily childhood friend, but, like, someone who you knew from childhood, but they are also your rival. Namae wa nante ta kana? And he's saying, what was his name again? So yeah, what a great grandfather, he forgot his grandson's name. So we can name him whatever we want. Okay, I don't have to make this one too complicated. Is there a certain rival that I have? Thing is, I don't really make enemies very much. And that's probably because I just don't talk very much. I think I'll just stick with green, I guess. Other names include Shigeru, as in Shigeru Miyamoto, and John. Alright, you will be green. Solda, omoedashita zo! Green toyu namae da. So, that's right, I remember now. Green is his name. Alright, I won't hang up on I won't be hang on all this for too long. Dailas. Iyoyo kore kara kimi no monogatari no hajimari da. Finally, start from here. Your story will now begin, essentially. Yume to boken to. Dreams, adventure, Poketo Monster no Sekai, to the world of Pokemon. Let's go! And here we are in our bedroom here. Sitting in front of Dairasu wa Famicom no shiteru. So, this literally means to do the Famicom, but, obviously we are playing with the Famicom. That is the Japanese NES, just so you know. But you probably knew that already. Yosh, sorosoro dekakeo. Alright, I should get going soon. Yeah, I know what it feels like to get hung up on a video game. Dairasu wa pasokon no switchi o ireta. So I switched on my computer. Alright, you should know Pasokon by now if you've been watching me play Digimon Adventure. Koshiro always has his computer with him. Alright, so we have Dogu o Hikidasu, Dogu o Azukeru, Dogu o Steru, and Suichi o Kiru. So, Dogu means like tool or item, as we'll call it. Hikidasu is to withdraw, Azukeru is deposit, Steru is to throw away. So if we take a look and try to withdraw an item, there's already an item in here! Kizu Gusuri. Kizu means wound, Gusuri means medicine. So it's literally wound medicine, otherwise known as a potion. Yeah, they pretty much had to RPGify the name when it came over to international. Let's see, Nani o hikidashimasu ka? Ikutsu hikidashimasu ka? How many to withdraw? Well, it's just the one, so... Hitotsu. That is one thing. Pasokon tsushin de Kizu Gusuri o hikidashita. So, transferred out. So, PC transfer. Via PC transfer, you withdrew a wound medicine. Yameru. And I won't do that. Suichi o Kiru. Phew. Let's go downstairs and say hi to our mother. Oka-san, that is the respectful name for mother. So ne, otoko no ko wa itsuka tabi ni deru mono nano yo. So, she's saying, that's right. As for boys, they are people who someday leave, go out. Tabi ni deru is like to go on an adventure, essentially. So yeah, basically she's saying boys have to like go out adventuring someday. Terebi no hanashi o. Yes, I heard it on TV. Or rather, the TV said that. Soieba, tonari no Okido wa hakase ga anata o yondeta wa yo. So, soieba is, come to think of it, or now that you mention it, which doesn't apply here. Now that I think about it, Tonari no Okido Hakase, our next door neighbor, Okido, Professor Okido, is had called for us. Okay. Terebi o miru. Terebi de eiga o yatteru. So, the television is playing a movie. Otoko no ko ga 4 人 senro no ue o aruiteru. So, 4 boys are walking on top of railroad tracks. Boku mo mo ikanakia. I must get going too. Or I should get going already. So, yeah. That is a reference to the movie Stand By Me, and that is also a thing in Japan. I wonder how people in Japan perceive that. Pokémon no hon ga ippai. Chock full of Pokemon books. Okay. And here we are at our cozy little town. Koko wa Masara town. Masara wa Mashiro Hajimari no Iro. So, this is Masara town. Masara, as for that, it is the pure white color of beginnings. So, something I like about, Pokemon Gen 1 and 2 as well, well, I guess more so Gen 1, Gen 2 probably isn't as clear, but it was localized in English as Pallet Town. And palette comes from, like, an artist's palette, and you're going to all these cities and towns that are named after colors. So each town you visit, it's like you're adding colors into your palettes to paint your adventure. And I actually really like that. I'm not sure if they do anything similar in later generations. Anyway, I do wonder, is that a real word? Masara. Mixture of spices used in Indian cooking. Well, that answers that, I guess. Yeah, this is what it says. Alright. And yes, I will be talking to everybody. We're gonna be in this for the long haul. But it's great, Japanese practice, you know? Watashi mo Pokemon o sodateteru no. Alright, so sodateru, or sodaru, that is an important word. It means to bring up, to raise, to, like, take care of. So, she's saying, I'm also raising Pokemon. Tsuyoku nareba, Gadoman no kawari ni naru shin. So, if it becomes strong, let's see. What, it'll become your personal bodyguard or something? Kawarini. Oh. It could be, like, in place of bodyguard. Well, yeah. So, yeah, if it becomes strong enough, it could be my bodyguard. Presumably in place of something else. Oh, hello, Yoshi1980. So you came here from Gecko1993 stream? Wow, thank you. And I thank him, too. Hope he's having fun. I'm just slowly playing this game in Japanese. I'm using this to learn Japanese, much like I did with Digimon Adventure. So, yeah, I'm going to be taking things a lot slower than he is, most likely. Alright. Check the sign. Koko wa Dailasu no ie. This is Dylus's house. My house. Think about creating YouTube shorts teaching Japanese? Maybe. I mean, this is just something I personally want to do and I want to share. Not really thinking about making it, something I do, like, as professionally as my playthroughs on my main channel. Koko wa Green no ie. This is Green's house. This is not, Professor Okido's house. Okido no ie wa de wa arimasen. Janai. Konnichiwa, Green, Dailasu-kun. So, she gives me the suffix kun. That's a very familiar term. Let's see. Ototo no Green nara Oji-chan no kenkyūjō yo. So, Ototo is little brother, so that makes, this girl here, her name is Daisy in English, not sure about in Japanese. Anyway, her little brother, Green, is at, Grandpa's, research place, or laboratory. So, nara, implies is if it's about blank. So, if it's about Green. Let's see, what's this? Kanto Chiho no chizu da. Moraetara ureshii? So, let's see. Chiho no chizu. So, Chiho. Region. Okay. So, this is a Kanto region map. It would be nice to, like, have one of these. Don't you think? Town map da. So, this is a town map. Alright, so let's see. So, navigating the map here is a little clunky. You can only use up and down to, go through all this stuff. So, you can just see where you're going here. Alright, let's get out. Kagaku no chikara te sugee! So, yeah, the power of science is amazing. So, sugee, comes from sugoi. oftentimes people like him will kind of blend the ending of words with eh, so it becomes suge. Yes. So, what is it about the power of science? 今はパソコン通信で道具やポケモンをデータにしておくれるんだと。So he's heard that the PC transfer system allows us to like transfer items and Pokemon as data, I think. So, yeah, apparently you can make these living, breathing organisms. You can have them become data. It's not like they're born from data either, like with Digimon, so... Actually, are Digimon born from... You know what, forget it! I'm not even gonna, like, harp on that right now. ここは Okido Hakase no Pokemon Kenkyujo. So this is Professor Okido's laboratory. Pokemon laboratory. Easy enough. Alright, where is he? Oh, hey there. So this is Green, or whatever you named your rival. Nanda, dai desu ka? Okido no ji-san nara ine yo. So, he's saying, what? It's Dylus? Let's see. If it's my grandpa, Okido, he's not here. So, ine, inai, we've just talked about that. Alright. Monster Ball da. Naka ni Pokemon ga haiteiru zo. So, it's a monster ball. Pokemon is inside. Alright. Start botan o push. Osu to menu ga hiraku nari. Alright, so press the start button. When you do, a menu will open up. Save suru ni wa Pokemon Report ko mame ni kaku to ii nari. So let's see. Komame ni. Diligent, earnest, frequent, attentive to detail. So, as for with saving, earnestly, diligently write it. You should diligently or frequently write in the Pokemon report. Okay, so... yeah, when we press the start button, we go to Reporto. This is how we save. Kokomade no katsuyaku o Pokemon Reporto ni kakikomimasu ka? So... Katsuyaku, I'm guessing, is like progress. Progress up to here. Yeah, let's do that. 前に書かれたレポートが消えてしまいますが、上から書いてもいいですか? So, just the previous, it's just saying the previous save data will be erased. Will you overwrite it? Yes. Shikari kaki no shi... Well, we finished writing it, is what it said. Now, what are these? Zukan mitai na mono ga aru. 中に白いページばっかりだ. So, Zukan is encyclopedia. So it looks like an encyclopedia. The pages are all blank. Pages inside are all blank. Naka, as for inside. Shiroi peiji, white page, bakari. Only. So, it's only blank white pages. Maybe it doesn't necessarily have to be white to be considered blank. Pasokon o miru to, nanto denshimeru ga kiteta. So, let's see. Looking at the computer, something about an email coming up. Dore. Pokémon o tsuyoku sodatete tatakau Pokémon trainer. So, strongly raised and fighting Pokémon trainers. So, basically, calling attention to trainers who battle and raise strong Pokémon. Koko ni saigyo no trainer ga atsumarimashita. Koko ni saigyo. What was saigyo again? Saikyo. Sorry. Oh, strongest. So, strongest trainers gather here. Basho wa Sekie Kogen no Pokémon League Honbu desu. Alright, I think Sekie Kogen is what we call Indigo Plateau. Honbu, headquarters. So it's saying that the Pokemon League headquarters is located in Sekie Kogen, Indigo Plateau. Sekie is not indigo, just so you know. At least I don't think. Now I gotta look that up. Sekie. Quartz, or a glimpse of an object's outlines. So, yeah. It has the kanji for rock and projection, and it translates to quartz. Okido Hakase mo ichido goran kudasai. So they want Okido to come as well. Pokemon League Yori. From the Pokemon. ... Okay, let's talk to the rest of the people here. Miete mo Okido Hakase wa Pokemon no Osoriti nano. So, let's see. Something about Pokemon Authority. Hakase o sonkei suru Pokemon trainer mo iwaru yo. Let's see. Sonkei. Respect, honor. So, let's see. Pokemon trainers, honor the professor. Many trainers, highly respect the professor. TBH, I'm not sure I would once you get to know him more. You begin to realize as you play Pokemon games more and more that the professors really aren't all that bright, you know? Alright, watashi mo hakase no joshu toshite Pokemon o kenkyū shitemasu. So he does research as the professor's assistant. And I think it's the same with you too. Yes. So, that's great, huh? We can't find Okido anywhere, despite him calling for us. Where could he have gone? Well, it kinda stinks staying here, so I guess we're just gonna go up this way. Oi! Mate! Matsunja! He's telling us to wait. Abunai tokadatta. That was close, or that was dangerous. Kusamura de wa yasai no Pokemon ga tobidasu. So Kusamura is like grass and bushes and stuff like that. It doesn't mean grass village, just so you know. I could see Google Translate like fumbling with that one if it really wanted to. Alright, so yase... Oh, yase, not yasai. Yasai is vegetables! Yase is wild. So wild Pokemon appear from... like, jump out of the grass here. Kochira mo Pokemon o motte ireba... So... if... let's see... if you had a Pokemon, I guess, of your own, Kochiramo, tatakaeru no da ga, you could fight, but... Soja! That's right. Chotto washi ni tsuite kinasai. So, alright. Just follow him for a little bit. Ji-san, majiku tabireta zo. Majiku tabireta zo. That is, I'm fed up with waiting. So, stem, kutabi. Alright. Green ka? ... Oh, so ka! Washi ga yonda no jatta. Chotto mate ore. So, yeah, he's saying that's right, I called for you. Just wait there. Hore, dairasu. Soko ni 3 biki Pokemon ga iru jaro. There are 3 Pokemon there. Ho-ho! Monster Ball no naka ni Pokemon ga irete arunja. So he's saying, yeah, they're inside the Pokeballs. Yeah, the Pokemon are not the balls. Mukashi wa washi mo bari-bari no Pokemon trainer toshite. So, a long time ago, I was a, body. You can kind of feel the energy there. He was like an excited sort of trainer. I don't know what English word to equate it to. Energetic, perhaps? Let's see what the dictionary has to say. Vigorously, roughly, working hard with a series of loud repeated sounds. Yeah, those don't really work in English here. として鳴らしたもの。So, alright. 追いばれた今は、ポケモンも3匹しか残っとらんか。Okay, so, 追いぼれた, if I remember correctly. Yeah. It means to become decrepit, to become senile. I wouldn't go that far in English. Maybe it's a little more casual, I guess particularly when he himself is he's referring himself to that. So, yeah, basically he's just saying, I guess to be a little less crass, if I'm using the right word there. Now, in my old age, I only have 3 Pokemon left. But, omae ni ippiki yaro. So, he'll give us 1. Nice. Sa, erabe. Ah, zurui! Ji-san! Ore ni mo kureyo! Yeah, Green is understandably frustrated because, you know, I'm your grandson, why can't you give 1 to me? Zurui means unfair or, like, cheating, something like that. Ma, awateru na, Green. Omae mo suki na mono tore. So, yeah, he's saying, don't be in such a hurry, Green. You'll have 1 too. So, yeah, we get first dibs because, as we all know, in Pokemon games, we are the center of the universe. Absolutely! Alright. So, let's take a look at all these Pokemon we have the choice of picking. So, this is, like, one of those magical, like, memorable moments of any first Pokemon game is picking your starter. There's always a fire, water, and grass type to pick from. And that's kind of to show you the ropes early on about, like, type advantages and disadvantages. Anyway, our first Pokemon here is Hitokage, known here as Charmander. So, Tokage Pokemon? So, Tokage, I believe, means, like, salamander? Okay, well, lizard. Hitokage can actually mean fire salamander. So, yeah. Let's see. So we can see their height and weight. These are not set in stone. I refuse to believe that, just so you know. I mean, with the smaller Pokemon, sure, but for the bigger ones, I just can't really believe that, especially when they don't convey that scale in the games. Because if they could, well, there would kind of be problems. Anyway, let's read the Pokédex entry, which should be the most fun part. Umareta toki kara shippo ni hono ga tomotteiru. So, let's see. From the time it is born, a flame is, I guess, lit on its tail. Tomotte. Yeah, tomoru, to be lit, to be burning. So yeah, it just lights up as soon as it is born. I guess, does it light when it hatches from its egg? So it gets, like, its proper oxygen? Or does it actually light inside the egg? And is it okay if it, like, touches the fire? Okay, I'm like asking the big questions here that, like, Pokemon wouldn't even think to answer. Or probably refuses to. Anyway, next sentence. Hono ga kieta toki, sono inochi wa owatte shimau. So that is saying, let's see. The time that the flame is out, like extinguished, its life ends. So basically it's saying that when its flame goes out, basically it's a sign that its life ends. Like, it's the end of its lifespan, it dies. Now, I have no idea if I really want to believe that. Like, now, I know it could be a sign that it would kind of be dead, but if just, like, a little water gets on its tail, I know Pokemon are stronger than that. Now, back in the day, I could probably believe that, because, well, these monsters are kind of few, and also Charmander is kind of like a little baby lizard, so it being so delicate makes sense. So, yeah. Just wanted to give my thoughts on that. Ho! Hono no Pokemon Hitokage ni surun jana. I'm not gonna take that. We're gonna take a look at this Pokemon now. Zenigame, otherwise known as Squirtle. So, Zenigame. I think that literally translates to pond turtle. Pond turtle. Yeah, Zenigame is actually a real word for a baby spotted turtle, immature Japanese pond turtle, young Japanese terrapin. So that begs the question, in the world of Pokemon, okay, actually before I ask that question, something needs to be stated. We've seen, like, Tokyo Tower, Shinkansen, other stuff. Back in Generation 1, and I think Generation 2 as well, the Pokemon world actually makes references to real-life locations, like South America, China, all that stuff. So, in a way, the Pokemon world is just the real world with some Pokemon sprinkled in, rather than it just being its own world with its own ecosystem. That said, if Zenigame is a Pokemon, does that mean all of those other, like, baby turtles will, they're just Squirtle? Again, I'm asking the big questions. Anyway, let's continue. Nagai kubi o koura no naka ni... Oh, this is all one sentence. Nagai kubi o koura no naka ni hikomeru toki, ikiyoi yoku, mizu de bo hasha suru. I don't know too many of those words. So, one of those has to do with its shell, right? Koura is shell. So, long neck inside its shell. Hikomeru toki. Is that like... Oh, I guess it's like to pull itself in. I'm seeing the kanji. To withdraw, draw in, take in. Ikioi is force. Ikioi yoku is vigorously, with great force. Mizu deppo. Is that like a water jet or something? A water gun. And Hasha is probably like fires. So let's see if we can make this like into a English sentence. Nagai kubio. So its long neck goes into its shell. And when it withdraws, it fires a water gun with great force. Alright, so... Thing is, though, withdraw and water gun are two different moves, so... Alright. Mizu no Pokémon Zenigame ni Kiberu no Jana. Yeah. Let's look at the last Pokémon. Fushigi Dane, otherwise known as Bulbasaur. Tane Pokémon, so seed. So Fushigi Dane comes from mysterious and seed. Strangely enough, another way we could translate this to is Fushigidane, as in, it's strange, isn't it? And considering it's the first Pokemon in the Pokédex order, just seeing this one, it's kind of like you're saying, hey, this one's strange, isn't it? Well, wait until you see all the other 150. Anyway, umareta toki kara senaka ni shokubutsu no tane ga atte, skoshi zutsu okiku sodatsu. So, from the time it's born, seed, there's a plant seed, its back, and it grows, and the plant grows along with its trainer, I think. The plant grows along with its own growth. I think I remember that. Skochizutsu is little by little, bit by bit. Soka! Shokubutsu Pokemon Shigidane ga injana. No. Now, if I had more viewers, I guess I would have, like, asked the viewers, the chat, which Pokemon I would pick. But, honestly, I've kind of already decided. I'm going to pick Charmander. Now, Generation 1 is, like, the one Pokemon generation where I like all of the starters pretty much equally, and would kind of give them the time of day. However, I do have a slight bias towards the Charmander line. And yeah, I know, I'm lame, aren't I? Because Charizard is, like, everywhere, and the others don't really get the same spotlight. But... yeah. Hai. Kono Pokemon wa hontou ni genki ga ii zo. So... this Pokemon is really energetic. And now we have a chance to give a nickname to Hitokage. I don't think I'm gonna resort to nicknaming my Pokemon. If anybody really wants me to, like, nickname a Pokemon, then I guess feel free to chat in the chat or post a comment in the YouTube comments section. And then, when I get to the name raider who is in Lavender Town, I think, then I can change their nickname. Ja, ore wa kore! And then I'll take this one. Alright, so your rival always takes the starter that has the type advantage over yours. It's not like the newer games where they'll, like, have your rival take the one that you're strong against. Ore no eranda Pokemon no hou ga tsuyosou da ze. So he's saying, the Pokemon I picked looks stronger than yours. Well, we'll see about that. Soldier, yasei no Pokemon ga dete kite mo, soitsu o tatakawasete ikeba, tonari machi e ikeru. So, yeah, what he's saying is we could have our Pokemon fight, and we'll be able to make it to the next town. Yeah, we can, battle wild Pokemon that come out, and we can reach the next town. Let's see. Okido Hakase no Pokemon Saigo no Ippiki da. So it's Professor Oak's last Pokemon. Cherish it well. Mateo! Dylusu! Sekkaku Ji-san ni Pokemon moratta n da ze. So, Sekkaku is like to go out of your way to do something. So, Grandpa went out of his way to give us these Pokemon. Chotto, ore no aite shite miru. So, wait up. I'm gonna be your, enemy. I don't know how to translate, like, aite here. He says, like, I'll take you on in English, which fits better, really. Basically, he's very eager to try out a Pokemon battle, which is something that trainers always look forward to. So he's gonna be our foe for that. Yeah, we're over an hour and a half in, and we're finally getting into our first Pokemon battle. I know. Green ga shobu o shikakete kita. So he's challenging us to a fight. Zenigame o kuridashita. Yuke! Kitokage! Alright, now we have a choice of 4 commands. Tatakau, fight. Dogu, item. Pokemon, well, we don't have any other Pokemon to switch. That's what that is. And Nigeru to run. And we cannot run from trainer battles. Let's see what happens. Dameda! Shobu no saichu ni aite ni senaka wa miserarenai. So, let's see. In the middle of a battle, aite ni senaka. Wait, senaka wa? This must be some sort of expression. set it to turn one's back on. Well, I guess basically what it's saying is that you can't just go away in the middle of a trainer battle. That's just rude, I guess. Alright, let's go into fight here, and we have two moves here. Hikaku, which is scratch, and Nakigoe, which is growl. That said, let's see what they like actually translate to. So Hikaku means to scratch, to claw. And Nakigoe is like a cry. Okay, so this could go either way. It could be like crying, wah wah, that crying, or it could be the cry of an animal. It could be that, a call, a chirp, a song, a roar, a call, a bark, but not necessarily a growl. Alright, let's try this out. Nakigoe. Tokage no Nakigoe Kogeki. Teki no Zenigame no Kogeki Roku ga Sagata. So the enemy Squirtle's attack power decreased. That is what Growl does. When its attack power decreases, it won't deal as much damage to you. Physical attacks, at least. Shippo Furu. That is tail wave, tail wag. Hitokage no Bogyo Hiroku ga Sagata. So that decreases defense power. Alright, I'll do one more cry there. And I guess I'm making the right call. That way, I don't, like, get hit too hard whenever they do attack. Alright, so Squirtle has pretty good defense, so Hikaku will not deal too much damage in comparison to, like, when we fight with any of the other starters. Oh! Kyuso ni atatta. That is, hit the weak spot, which basically means it's a critical hit. Taiatari. That is a tackle. Alright, let's just keep using Hikaku. Shippo Furu. Keep at it. Dondon tsunagete. Yatta! So many critical hits. Teki no Zenigame wa taoreta. The enemy Squirtle is defeated. Tokage wa 70 keikenchi o moratta. So, Hitokage gains 70 experience. Hitokage wa level 6 ni agatta. Alright, so now we see our current stats. We have Kogeki, which is attack, Bogyo, defense, Tsubayasa, speed, and Tokushu, special. In Generation 1, special attack and special defense are combined, so be wary of that. They split it into special attack and special defense starting in Generation 2. Green to no shobu ni katta. Won the battle against Green. Eh? Sonna baka na! What is this? Impossible! Omae no Pokemon ni Surya yokatta. So, Surya, I think, is shorthand for Sureba. So, basically, if I had your Pokemon, it basically implies I would have won. Alright, Dairasu wa shokin toshite 175 yen 手に入れた. So, shokin, I believe is prize money. Like, winning money. Oh, yeah, that's kind of important to note. In the Japanese version of Pokemon, the currency is actually yen, while in other localizations, it's Pokédollars. Yosh! Hoka no Pokemon to tatakawasete motto motto suyoku suru ze. So, he's getting motivated, and he says he'll fight other Pokemon to make his own Pokemon stronger and stronger. Well, it could be talking about his Pokemon or himself. I mean, that's kind of how the bond works. It would definitely be both. Daidas Ji-san, Solja Abayo. Alright, so this is infamously in English, smell you later. But Sonja Abayo is just a casual way of saying goodbye. Abayo. See you then, bye, ciao. I like to think of him as saying adios. Basically, I guess, the thing about Green is that he tries to be cool. He tries to, like, put himself on a pedestal. Which I guess makes sense considering, you know, he's the professor's grandchild. So he thinks that he's kind of destined to be the greatest trainer. So he kind of has a confident air in him. So, yeah, he'll basically be saying something cool, but maybe not necessarily something rude, although he does get rude. Alright. Dairasu mo makezu Pokémon o tatakawasete sodateru to iizo. Alright, so I guess just keep on fighting and raising my Pokémon. I should do that too, so I don't lose. Let's see, does Green's big sister say anything different? No! Okay. Alright, now we can take a look at our Hitokage stats. Oh yeah. Yeah, I realized, Oya is here for original trainer. Oya, I think, implies, like, parent. That's kind of interesting, actually. Shotai Futsu. That's status okay. Status normal. Alright, we can see experience points, how many we need to level 7. It's right in the report. If we talk to Mom here... Dairasu, skoshi yasunde ittara dou kashira? I guess she's asking if I want to take a little rest. ... This is how we can heal our Pokemon up. Ara ara, anata mo Pokemon mo genki ippai ne. So you and your Pokemon are full of energy now. Sonja ki o tsukete. Itterashai. Telling us to be careful. Alright. And now we go in here. And now our journey, well, I guess it kind of begins. As we go on, though, we can encounter some wild Pokemon. Ah! Yase no korata ga tobidashite kita. So, alright. Yase, wild korata, which could be a little rat. Anyway, we know in English as Rattata. Leaped out of the grass. Yuke! Hitokage! Alright, so if we want to become strong and not lose... like, not lose battles as a trainer, we want to toughen up our Pokemon. So we are going to fight these wild Pokemon. It'll also help us keep us safe as well. Because, well, wild Pokemon can be kind of hostile. At least that's what it's more implied to be in the older games. I tell you, with the new games, and the Pokemon just kind of sitting out there, it really doesn't seem like the Pokemon world is very hostile when it really should be. Like, the implications of hostility are gone ever since they got rid of random encounters. And it's not like I'm against random encounter, not against not having random encounters, is what I'm saying. It's just, it's complicated, you know? Koko wa Ichiban Doro. This is the number 1 route. Route number 1, essentially. Masara Town, Tokiwa City. So it connects Masara Town to Tokiwa City. There's a guy here we could talk to. Watashi friendly shoppu no tenin desu. So he's an employee at the friendly shop. Benri na dogu ya desu kara Tokiwa City de zehi yotte kudasai ne. So they have a lot of convenient goods, and they're in Viridian City. Tokiwa is, well, it doesn't translate to Viridian, but here we know it is Viridian City. By all means, come to our shop. Soda! Nihon o sashiagemashou. I guess provide you with a sample? Dozo. And we get a Kizuku Suri. Pokemon o tsukamaeru monster ball kau toki mo shoppu e irashite kudasai. So, welcome to our shop when you need Pokeballs to catch Pokemon. Ah! Puppo! So, we know this is Pidgey, and Puppo comes from... I think it's just the sound that a bird like this might make. Kaze Okoshi. Dang, what's with the crits? Seems like a good omen. Alright, so, Okoshi. Coming, going, honorific. Probably not that. I guess it's just, like, to summon wind. Level 7に上がった。一に段差があるだろう。段差, I think, is like a, no, not slope. I mean, we would refer to it as a ledge, but... what is it? Dansa is difference in grades. In Go Shoji, or difference in level. Okay. I think I'd forgotten about that kanji. This is what the kanji looks like. Right here. So yeah, difference in level in a road. It could be a ramp, bump in the road. Tobi oriru no wa chotto kowai kedo. Masara town ni kaeru toki wa hayaku kaerete ii yo. So, it seems a little scary to jump, but it will... for when you want to return to Masara town, it is much quicker. So yeah, these things here. If I could demonstrate... Man, nice going with that. Seems like you've got a lot of potential. Yeah, we can't go up that. But we can jump down it. Okay. Here we are at Tokiwa City. Tokuna Keijiban. Alright, I'm not gonna go over every single little thing, because my brain is gonna wear out. Let's see, Pokémon ni wa tairyoku no hoka waza o kuridasu genki. Okay, let's see here. As for with Pokemon, let's see, Tairyoku is like Vitality, and then, other skills, Power Pointo ga arimasu. So, alright, so, Power Point is the source of using moves, essentially. Waza goto no power pointo ga nakunatta toki Pokémon Center de yasumasete. Alright, so when we have no more power points, or PP, go rest at the Pokemon Center. And once you know it, there's one right here. Might as well make use of it. So, let's see. Yeah, the PP right there, that indicates power points. If you use these Pokemon Centers well enough, you're, like, in no crisis of, like, running out of PP. It's only with the really strong moves that have only 5 PP that it actually becomes a problem. Otherwise, you could just backtrack to a Pokemon Center and you're good to go. Alright. Pokemon Center wa kono saki doko no machi ni itte mo aru. There's a Pokemon Center in every town. Nanbiki azukete mo tada dashi omame ni tsukau to ii yo. So Nanbiki, is that like however many like creatures? Basically saying you can use it however many times you want. It's free, so be sure to use it frequently. Pokemon Center ni azukeru to tsukarete okenai. So, give your hurt... Yeah, Pokemon mo genki ni naru. So, lend your hurt and tired Pokemon... tired and unable to move Pokemon to the center, and they will become healthy again. We'll give it a try. Yokoso Pokemon Sentai! So, welcome to the Pokemon Center. Koko de wa Pokemon no tairyoku kaifuku o itashimasu. So, recover energy. Recover vitality. Alright. Monster Ball o azuke ni narimasu ka? So, may you please lend me your monster balls. Azukeru. それでは、預からせていただきます。お待ちどうさまでした。お預かりしたポケモンはみんな元気になりましたよ。またのご利用を待ちしてます。ご利用. Oh wait, isn't that like just... Yeah, basically she's just saying, we await for your next return. We look forward to seeing you again. Right. 隅にあるパソコンはどうぞ。ご自由にお使いください。He seems to be talking in a very polite manner. 隅に。隅。What about just sumi? Corner. Okay, so yeah, in the corner, there's a computer that you are free to use. Toketsuke no ne-chan ga itota shinsetsu yano. Oh, so that's what he heard from the receptionist. And saying she is kind. Alright. Dareka no pasokon. I'm not gonna worry about that right now. Konnichiwa. Let's see. Imomushi Pokemon ni wa 2種類いるって知らない? Okay, so, this is gonna be a little awkward. So whenever people in Japan ask questions, like when they want to offer you something, it's usually put in a negative tense. So, let's see. Imomushi Pokemon ni wa. So about the two, I guess it's like caterpillar Pokemon? Because I know what he's, like, about to say. Hornworm, hairless caterpillar. Alright, so... Shiranai is like, do you... I guess it's, do you know? Alright, I'll say, yeah. それならいいんだ. Well, then that's good. Okay, yeah. Yeah. These negative questions, they are gonna screw me up, probably. Alright. Caterpie wa doku ga nai kedo, Beedle ni wa doku ga aru yo. So, Caterpie does not have poison, but Beedle does have poison. Pokemon ga sasarenai you ni ki o tsuke. Sasarenai yo. Sasarenai. To stick into something with a sharp point. So I guess he's saying be careful your Pokemon don't get pricked by it. Because Beedle has Poison Sting. Okay. Pokemon Goose ga ippai. Friendly shop. Let's take a look in here. Oh, kimi wa Masara town kara kitan da ne? Hai. Okido hakase o shiteru ne? Hai. Shitemasu. これ頼まれてるだけど渡してくれるかい? Alright, so, something was, like, entrusted to him, but, yeah. Alright, Todokemono. Alright, so Todokemono is like a package, a parcel, if you will. じゃあ、 Okido Hakase ni yoroshiku. Alright, so basically, give Okido my regards, or say hi to him for me. Nai na, kizugusuri koko de wa urikireteru mitai. So, saying potions are sold out here, huh? That sucks. Let's see. Ne, kono mise no uresuji wa dokukeshi nandatte. Uresuji. Oh, okay, so this store's best sellers. That's actually a good word to know. Best sellers, uresuji. And that would be dokukeshi, antidotes. Wow! Pokémon goods ga takusan sorotteru zo. So, yeah, there are a lot of Pokemon goods stocked up here. Here too? I can't check that. Neither can I check that. Okay, it's just those shelves. And what's in here? Noto no naka no koto watashi zenbu oboeru yo. Oboeru no. So you're writing everything down in your notebook. Let's take a look. Noto no zoida. Peeked at the notebook. Ichi peiji me. Pokémon wa Monster Ball de tsukamaete. Roku, hang on, what is it? Hitotsu, futatsu, mitsu, yotsu... Tsu... Oh no, I forgot how to count! Oh well, one of the trickiest things about Japanese is, like, everything, like, has its own counter suffix, so you kind of just have to memorize those. So, yeah, 2 is for, like, general things, so I can only count up to 4, unfortunately. That's kind of embarrassing. I mean, I can skip to Nanatsu, Hatsu. I want to say, like, Rotsu? Rokutsu? But I don't really know. Anyway, basically the notes here are saying that, we can hold up to 6 Monster Balls at a time. Pokémon o sodatete tatakawaseru hito o Pokémon trainer toiu. So, those who fight and raise Pokémon, who raise Pokémon to fight are called Pokémon trainers. Tsuki no peiji akechao ka. Yeah, let's go to the next page. Ni peiji me. Pokémon o tsukamaeru toki wa mazu yowarasete kara. So, when you are catching a Pokémon, must first weaken it. Doku ya yakedo de. yowarasete o iyo. So, poison and burns are effective. Genki dato umaku torenai kamo. It might be hard to catch a healthy Pokémon. 3ページ目。ポケモン同士を戦わせ、勝つことはトレーナーにとって最高の喜びである。I think I kind of missed that. 勝つこと。I think it's talking about, like, gyms or something. Yeah. 各地のポケモンジムではいつも激しい。Let's see. Each region. As for in each region, or each, like, places Pokemon Gym, いつも激しい戦いが繰り広げられてる。Alright, 次のページ。4ページ目。ポケモントレーナーの目標は各地のジムにいる強いトレーナー8人中を倒すこと。So the main aim of a Pokemon trainer is to defeat the strong 8 trainers in each gym. They're known as gym leaders. さらにポケモンリーグ本部には猛烈に強い四天王が君臨してる。あ、ノート見ちゃダメ。Oh, she didn't want us looking at her notes. I mean, there wasn't much stopping us. I mean, it's not like I even go to this school. Or do I? I don't know. I'm not sure if there's like a regular education system in Pokemon. I mean, I guess they do in Gen 9, which I guess is something I like. 黒板に書かれてることをちゃんと見て。Alright, so we can check on the Kokuban, which is the blackboard. Let's see, ポケモンが戦ってる時起こる体調の変化について書かれてる。So, this is information about various status ailments. I don't think I'm gonna read these. Alright, ここはTokiwa City. Tokiwa は緑永遠の色。Tokiwa is the green eternity color. Is Tokiwa a real word though? Oh, it is. Tokiwa means everlasting, eternal, unchanged, or evergreen. They are poetical terms. Tokiwagi, evergreen tree. Yeah, they don't seem to be very commonly used words. Or maybe they are? Anime drama 34.7k? Here, I'll let you see it. Everlasting, eternal, unchanged, evergreen. So that's kind of interesting. They basically combined everlasting and evergreen, and they kind of made it into what is essentially a green city. I guess there might be some things that might get lost on me as a foreigner, as a gaijin. But we'll see. Alright. 君が腰につけてるそのモンスターボールは so koshi I believe means waist? So, yeah, so those things that are on our waist, they're monster balls. Masashiku Pokemon da ne. Masashiku. Certainly, undoubtedly. So he's like, you must have Pokemon with you. いつでもポケモンの出し入れが自由にできるなんて便利な世の中だね。So I guess being able to carry Pokemon with you is so convenient, I guess is what he's saying. Let me get back to that. Let's see, Dashire. Taking in and out freely. So, yeah, I guess the fact that you can bring out Pokemon in and out at any time is convenient. Hopefully I don't forget about this guy. Yeah, these little trees, we can't press A on them, they don't do anything, but we'll be cutting those at a later point. That's how we get through. However, if we do check this tree... Kizugusuri o mitsuketa. Yeah, we find a potion there. Alright, let's move on. Are you okay? Kick! Bachi, agare! Washi no hanashi o kike! Kora! Iku na toitoro ka! That guy, okay. So, hearing that out of the trainer's own volition, he decides to take a step back. Basically, he's just, like, drunk and laying on the ground. He wants us to hear a story, and we're like, no, Of course they had to censor that in the, what is it? In the English localization, and probably elsewhere. Basically, instead of a drunk old man, he's just a grumpy old man who hasn't had his coffee yet. I know, why would he be laying on the ground? Because he wants coffee. I don't know. That's just the way it was with Nintendo in the 90s. あらら、じいちゃん、こんなところで寝ちゃって。しょうがないわよ、ね。 So, yeah, you're resting here of all places. Guess it can't be helped. Yoi ga sameru make matsu shika nai wa. Not much to do but to wait for his drunkenness to just pass. So, yeah. I'm not sure how, like, often of a problem it is in Japan for, like, people to drink and, like, get drunk. You know, you see it a bunch in media, I guess. But, like, if a kid is gonna be going out into the city at a young age, they're going to be witnessing that sort of stuff. So, yeah, I guess people in America might have a problem with that, but I suppose people don't want their kids going outside at all. Uchi no to-chan mo Pokemon daisuki na no yo. To-chan? Oh wait, that's your father. Okay. Choo-choo! Oni-chan. Oh, it's Oni-chan. So you're the brother and you're the sister, huh? Nickname wo kangaeru koto wa tanoshii ga muzukashii. So, thinking of nicknames is fun, but also difficult. Hotta nickname mo ii ga, oboe yasui no ga ichiban yana. So, basically saying, wait, what is Kota? Elaborate, exquisite, sophisticated. So yeah, exquisite names are okay, but simple names are best, is what he's saying. Oni Suzume. Me, Oni-chan. So, Oni Suzume is the Japanese name for Spearow. And basically what this guy did is took just Oni, the Oni part of Oni Suzume, and just attached chan at the end. It fits the 5-character limit, and yeah. Am I going into too much detail for you? I think it's okay. I mean, I kind of did this in the first Digimon Adventure stream. Things will go a little more smoothly later on. Anyway, we have this Otodokemono. Tsukau, if we try to use it. Taisetsu na ozukari mono desu. Tsukau koto wa dekimasen. So, this is an important present. You cannot use it. Alright, after all that, write in the report. Alright, and we'll do one more thing before the end of the stream. Okay, well, no, not the end of the stream. There's something else I want to do. Alright, yeah, we can jump down these ledges for a quick way out. So long as you dodge the tall grass, you won't get into any Pokemon encounters. Oh, ダイダス。どうだい？わしのやったポケモンは、ほう、だいぶ懐いたみたいだな。うん、懐い。Natsuku, to become attached to be tamed, to get close. Here's what that is. My Pokemon trainer no saino ga aru na. So you have talent to be a Pokemon trainer. Washi ni watasu mono ga? You have something to give to me? Daidasu wa Okido no hakase ni totokemono watashita. Oh, これはわしが注文してた. Oh, so you placed an order before. Tokusei no Monster Ball ja. Domo arigato yo. So, a special Pokeball. I wonder what that is, actually. Some people theorize that that might be a Master Ball, but I don't think that's the case. Anyway, we don't really get to make custom Pokeballs until, like, Gen 4, when we can place stickers on our, Pokeballs. You know, I kind of miss that, now that I think about it. Gives a little bit of extra customization, a little personality for you. Like, it's a way to express yourself. Like, in battle, not just outside of it. It's not like those, videos you do in Gen 6, or those, Oh, well, I guess in battle for Gen 7 there are those, like, little poses you can do, but I forget, does that only work online? Anyway. Ji-san! Sukkari wasurete ta! Ore ni nanka yoji datte? So, I completely forgot. Is there something you want me to do, I guess? Yoji is like a matter. Oh, soldier! Omae tachi ni tanomi ga arun ja. So you have a request for us. Tsukue no ue ni aru no wa washi ga tsukutta Pokémon Zukan. Mitsuketa Pokémon no data ga jidōteki ni kakikomarete peiji ga fuete iku toyu. So it adds data of Pokémon automatically, basically. Taihen high-tech na Zukan nano ja. It's a high-tech encyclopedia. That said, though, it does kind of look like it's a book. But... Daidasu Green. Daidasu Green. Kore o omae tachi ni azukeru. Alright, so you're entrusting this Pokédex to us. Yeah, Pokemon Zukan is like Pokemon Encyclopedia, Pokemon Illustrated Book, or as it is localized in English, the Pokédex. Kono sekai no subete no Pokemon o kiroku shita. So... all the Pokemon record in this world. Kanpeki na Zukan no tsukuru koto. So, to make a perfect encyclopedia of all the Pokemon in the world. それがwashi no yume datta. That was my dream. しかし Washimo mo jiji. Oh, so now you're just too old. Sokomade muri wa dekin. So, yeah, it's not reasonable to do at his old age now. Sokode omae tachi ni wa... I'm not really used to Tachi being spaced away from Omae. Omae Tachi ni wa washi no kawari ni yume o hatashite hoshii ja. So now you want us to fulfill the dream in, like, for you. Sa, futari tomo, sassoku shupatsu shite kurei. Oh, he's saying that with emphasis. Kurei, not kure, kurei. So, sassoku. Is that like at once? Exactly, at once. Kore wa Pokémon no rekishi ni nokoru idai na shikoto ja. He's sounding really excited about this, just from the text alone. You can express quite a bit with the Japanese language. I mean, you can kind of do it in English too, but there's a certain something that the Japanese language has too. Let's see, Idain. Grand. So, I guess he's saying this will be a grand moment in Pokemon history. Rekishi is history. So it'll be in the history books. And you'll probably take all the credit. Let's see. Yosh, Shisan, zenbu ore ni makase na. So, yeah, Greed is saying, alright, Grandpa, leave it all to me. Dairasu, zannen da ga, omae no deban wa mataku ne ze. Let's see. Deban. One's turn on stage. So basically he's saying, this isn't your screen time. He says, like, I don't need you in, which I guess is alright now that I think about it, because basically Green thinks he is the main character, he's the one on the stage, and then he's saying, Red, no, you're not on the stage here. This is my show. Soda, uchi no nee-chan kara town mapu o karite iko. So you're gonna borrow a town map from your sis. Dairasu ni wa kasanai you ni nee-chan ni te oku kara. Kasanai you ni. Let's see, as for with you, Ilis. Let's see, Orenchi e kite mo muda dakara na. I guess he's saying that his sis won't give you a town map, so don't even bother coming into my house. Jeez, what an asshole! Let's see, Sekai juu ni sundeiru Pokemon tachi ga Dairasu o matte oru zo. They're all waiting for me to get captured. Alright, now that we have our Pokédex, we can view it from the menu here. We can check our Pokemon's data here. We can hear its cry. And then Bunpu Omiru, which is like, where is it located? Like its territory. Seisokuchi Fume. So, like, its area is unknown. Its habitat is unknown. That might be a good word to, that's a good word to, learn here, actually. Seisokuchi. Habitat. I wonder why that says of the tiger. Anyway, Bunpu, I'm gonna... Let's see, distribution... Alright, so, like, there's a distribution map, area of distribution... Okay. Alright, let's do a save here. And there's one more thing I'm gonna do. I'm saving right now on purpose, by the way, because I actually don't want to keep the town map. And there is a reason for that. Pokemon Generation 1 has an unforgiving, like, item space limit. You can only hold up to 20 unique items in your bag, and 50 unique items in your PC. So, that means you have to really, like, figure out what items you want. And you may also even have to use some TMs. Which, remember, you can only use them once. So you have to think really carefully about who you want to, like, give the moves to. And since the town map is a key item and I can't, like, give it away, that's going to be one precious inventory slot occupied for the rest of the game. That said, though, I do want to know what Green's sister has to say. Okido no Ji-chan, oshikoto tanondan datte. So you say that Okido, my grandpa, has, like, assigned work for you? Is leaving work for you to do? Taihen ne. That seems difficult. Kore ageru kara tsukatte. So, I'll give you this. Go ahead and use it. And we get a town map from Green's sister. So yeah, don't even bother coming to my house. Okay. So yeah, with the town map, we can use it, and we can view the map of Kanto at any time. However, I don't need this. As a matter of fact, I remember when I first played through Pokemon Leaf Green, I didn't know you could get the town map. If I wanted to know where I was, I always went into a Pokemon Center and looked at one of these maps. So, yeah. I didn't really read and take things to heart as a kid. So I missed out on a bunch of stuff during my first playthrough when I was like 7 or 8 years old. Alright, I think that will do for the game portion. So, what I've been wanting to do with Pokemon Generation 1 is not only did I want to learn Japanese from the game itself, I also wanted to read that illustrated book. So, yeah, I'm gonna show it right here. Here we are. Alright, I'm gonna... Alright, I'm gonna zoom this in. I'll worry about this in the beginning part next time. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a look at the starters here. Alright, so over here we see... Let's see, Sogen, I think, is what this is. Sogen no Pokemon. This is field. Field or plains Pokemon. We're gonna look at Fushigi Dane. Fushigi So, Fushigi Bana, right? Yeah. Okay, Fushigi Dane. 生まれた時から背中に植物の種があった。少しずつ大きく育つ。Oh, that is actually the very sentence of, the first... That is the very entry that is in the game's Pokédex. So, as you remember... Oh, you know, if it's gonna come down to that, for the most part, I could actually use this to know, like, what kinds of kanji I could learn. Alright, so, umareta toki kara, from the time of birth, senaka ni shokubutsu no tane ga atte. So, yeah, there's a seed, in its back, and skoshi zutsu okiku sodatsu. And it grows big, like, with the Pokemon. Doubutsu ka, sore tomo shokubutsu no nakama ni ireru ka. Kenkyusha aida de wa, mo 6年も議論が戦わされており、未だに決着たい、or いない。Alright, so let's see what the heck this all is. Let me bring up the show here. So, let's see. Imadani. To this day, even now, indicates surprise or annoyance. Ketchup. Conclusion. Alright, so... Let's see. Soretomo. I need a recollection of what Soretomo is. Oh, or. Okay, so yeah, what it's basically saying is researchers have been arguing for about 6 years, I guess, whether or not Bulbasaur, in this case, is a plant or an animal. Like, they had been fighting over this for a long time, so... yeah. Shokubutsu no nakama. Oh, is it talking about, like, the seed that is planted on its back? It might be talking about the seed, now that I think about it. Is the seed a Pokemon as well? Is it a plant? Is it an animal? So, yeah, that's pretty strange. I wonder if they figured it out yet. Okay, next up is Hitokage, Charmander here. Let me close that part. Let's see, Hitokage. 生まれた時から尻尾に炎が灯っている。炎が消えた時、その命は終わってしまう。Alright, so we have seen this from the Pokédex as well. From the time of birth, its tail, fire is lit on its tail. When the fire is out, that means its life has ended. Oh, okay, and this is one of my favorite parts. Aienka ga raita kawari ni kau koto mo oi. Basically, what this is saying is that heavy smokers tend to use this Pokemon as a substitute for a lighter. It's amazing. And the best part is, there is official art of this on a card. Oh, man. It's amazing. I gotta show you that. I wonder how they feel about that. Okay, now for, I guess I gotta scroll down to... Ah, here we are. Izube no Pokemon. Zenigame. Nagai kubi o kora no naka ni hikomeru toki, ikiyoi yoku zudeppo hasha suru. Alright, so that was what came of the Pokédex in the actual game. So... Alright, its long neck... when it draws its long neck into its shell, it fires a powerful water gun. こうした水タイプの攻撃は炎、地面、岩タイプのポケモンである。Okay, I guess it's saying because it's a water type, it is super effective against fire, ground, and rock types, which is true. Let's see, Yuko, is that, like, effectiveness or something? Yeah. That's exactly it. Apparently it's also a martial arts term. Alright. And then... let's see. Oh, I guess I should capture the cursor here. At least I thought the cursor is showing. It's not showing up! Come on! There we go. Zannen na koto ni kuwashi seikokuchi wa wakatte na. So, it's saying, unfortunately, we don't know the details of where it lives. Alright, well, there we go. By the way, hope you don't mind me saying this, but, something I thought about. Charmander in the Gen 1 art here, specifically, the bottom of its feet, they look perfect for tickling, don't you think? Like, just a little cream-colored area with how it arches like that. It just looks like I could tickle right under it with my finger. You know? Hope nobody minds me saying that. I know some people might have been exposed to certain things, but if you don't know what I'm talking about, then don't worry about it. Alright, I think that's enough Japanese learning. We, like, crammed down a lot. And, yeah, we're gonna get into some actual gameplay next time we play this game. So, yeah, I think we'll just call it a stream for now. Alright, so next time we play through this game, I'm not sure when it'll be. Maybe it'll be Friday, or it could be just whenever I feel like it. But anyway, I am thinking of tomorrow being more POW World. So look forward to that. Hopefully I'll get more stuff done than just working on my base. Because that ended up being a little disappointing. I could probably shift between a couple games. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, that's all from me. If you like what you see and you want to learn Japanese with me or watch me play video games on live streams, then consider following me on Twitch and subscribing to my live YouTube channel. I have a main YouTube channel where I do more detailed and condensed playthroughs, and I also have a Blue Sky if you want to check me out there as well. So, with all that said, thank you very much for watching. This is Dylus signing off. See you next time.